Up to scope of the traditional knowledge we have learned yesterday. What are the scope of the traditional knowledge? What is the important aspects of traditional knowledge? In scope, you have to remember two main points. What are those? The traditional knowledge is exist with the traditional knowledge exists with. So once again, we will briefly revise it. The traditional knowledge is nothing but the knowledge that is transmitted through generation to generation. That is the traditional knowledge. So traditional knowledge is exist with some herbal doctors, both Vaidyas, folklore practitioners, folklore practitioners, elderly persons in the house like old age women and old age men, especially old housewives, they have this traditional knowledge. But why we have learning this about this traditional knowledge? What is the relation to learn the traditional knowledge by a scientific community with those of other people? So our concern is to know the ethnic people has acquired the knowledge. What they acquired the knowledge, it is considered as traditional knowledge. So some part of the traditional knowledge may be documented by ethnobotanists or archaeologists or anthropologists or historians and other investigators, and some part of the traditional knowledge may not be documented. So I have given some examples also, that what for the documentation of traditional knowledge and not documented traditional knowledge. What kind of knowledge comes under documented traditional knowledge? I have give very good examples for documented traditional knowledge. Up to here we have learned yesterday. So what are that examples for documented traditional knowledge? One of you can say, one of you can respond. Give one example for documented traditional knowledge. Documented traditional knowledge. Aditya, very good, very good. So these are the traditional systems of medicine which are documented, earlier. After that, we have developed those systems of medicine, those knowledge into a particular system of medicine. But yeah, initially in ancient days, the knowledge was brought by rishis and maharshis to to over the generations, so that is considered as a traditional knowledge. Of course, now they stood as a systems of medicines, the vast knowledge now it is. Then undocumented. What are the examples for undocumented traditional knowledge? For example, our ethnobotanical knowledge. Some part of the ethnobotanical knowledge have been documented, and some of the ethnobotanical knowledge that depends on customs, traditions, and religious beliefs. That knowledge has been not documented so far. So the traditional knowledge may are of two types, that may be documented or without documentation. But the traditional knowledge is transmitted through over generations. That knowledge can be said to be a traditional knowledge. A traditional knowledge. So this is acquired by some people, and it will be it will be transmitted through next generations. It is not the knowledge of present generation. The present generation, what they are enjoying is the fruits of past generations. So that is traditional knowledge. That kind of knowledge is considered as traditional knowledge. So after scope of traditional knowledge, now we go for study the significance or importance of the traditional knowledge. Significance or importance. Moreover, these two are same. Then what are the significance? So the significance, the traditional knowledge plays. You can write it as point wise. The significance of traditional knowledge. Under significance of traditional knowledge, you can write it first point as the traditional knowledge plays an important role or crucial role in the fields of in the fields of food safety, food safety, agriculture, and and traditional medicine. You see, traditional medicine. Of course, later these medicinal systems are also played in modern medicine also. We have already studied about the role of ethnomedicine in modern medicine in respect of 10 plants. Even today, in modern medicine also, this traditional knowledge plays an important role. So, as a significance of traditional knowledge, our interest is to know it plays. It means the traditional knowledge plays an important role or crucial role mainly in three fields. The first one is food safety, the second one is agriculture, and the third one is traditional medicine. Traditional medicine. You can see if any nation wanted to develop, these three basic or fundamental necessities should have to fulfill. That is that is food and medicine. So in the field of food, in the field of medicine, the development are very much necessary, and the development is rapidly going on. Where in which nation these two are rich, that country, that nation will be rich. So that the traditional knowledge is played an important role in mainly three three domains or fields such as food safety, agriculture, and traditional medicine. Then you can write it as second point. So the traditional knowledge is not only belonging to indigenous. Indigenous means, within the India, or within our country, not indigenous. You can see the branches of traditional knowledge in foreign countries also. And also this traditional knowledge is also useful to cure a dreadful diseases like AIDS and cancer. So sometimes this sometimes not only in AIDS and cancer, some other persistent diseases also, there are some traces, that achievements of traces, that they use traditional knowledge for the achievement of very dangerous long diseases only. Not only AIDS and cancer. So AIDS and cancer are the good examples for dreadful diseases or long diseases or persistent diseases. But some other persistent diseases are also cured. There are some traces in Western countries also, not only indigenous development. So what you have understood in second point, the traditional knowledge, place are useful not only indigenous, it also it also develops its branches into Western countries, means other countries also. While the traditional knowledge is is developed into other countries, it is useful to cure some very dreadful and persistent diseases like AIDS and cancer. So these some AIDS and cancers are also again cancers. There are so many cancers. Cancers also there are some evidences and traces that are cured by using traditional knowledge. By using traditional knowledge in other countries. So that traditional knowledge, you can see how significant the traditional knowledge have. And the third one is mm, this traditional knowledge is identified as one of the best revenue source or income source in all the world, not only in India. By using the traditional knowledge, the revenue or economic growth of so many nations in the world is high. For example, for this instance, we have some examples. For example, in Malaysia, the economic growth of of using traditional knowledge or economic growth of the medicine that is using by this traditional knowledge is just double in modern knowledge, especially in nutraceuticals one decade for last 1 decade. Are able to understand me? If you are not able to catch the point exactly with any language problem or the objective or the content may not be carried by you, you can unmute and ask me, sir, you can repeat it. I did not understand. I did not catch that point. Please repeat it. Then you can ask me. So, what is the third point? You come to third point. The third point, the lakhs of the people around the world are getting beneficial by using this traditional knowledge, as well as so many nations of the world are also benefited by the use of this traditional knowledge. For this instance, I would like to give some examples, one or two examples. The first example, that in Malaysia, the nutraceutical companies. You know what is nutraceutical companies? So the nutraceutical companies means the products they produce for nutrition as supplement to our normal food. Those are nutraceutical companies. Nutrition. Some Horlicks is a nutraceutical. Bornvita is a nutraceutical. Some D protein is a nutraceutical. Some kind of chocolates. Some kind of creams. These are all nutraceuticals. So in Malaysia, in the nation, Malaysia country, for last 1 decade, it is identified that it is identified that the revenue or the economic growth of nutraceuticals by using traditional knowledge is just double to their natural knowledge or their original knowledge, so that they used this traditional knowledge in order to produce nutraceuticals by so many nutraceutical companies. And the second example, did you understand the first example? Then I will go for second example. Anybody can say yes or no. Hello? Anybody can say yes or no? Did you understand? Okay, good. Yes or no? It simply it is sufficient to me. Yes, sir. Then I will go further. And the next example for the same instance is Dakshin Korea, South Korea. In South Korea, in South Korea, they produce some medicine. They produce some medicine. You know or may not be know, the youth of the Dakshin Korea or youth of the South Korea plays an important role in the economic growth of their nation, because every youth are producing something by the age of 18 years old in South Korea. They don't depend on parents on government. They will do something and they will produce something. Japan also same. Japan condition also same. So the youth are producing some medicines with their indigenous knowledge. But later, they avail this traditional knowledge in the production of medicines. In the production of medicines. Later, they have identified that 36% of more economic growth is seen while they use the traditional knowledge in the production of indigenous medicines. Indigenous medicines means in one country. Is this their indigenous? Are you able to understand? వారి స్వదేశీ పరిజ్ఞానాన్ని ఉపయోగించి ఉత్పత్తి చేసినటువంటి మెడిసిన్ కంటే ఈ సాంప్రదాయ జ్ఞానం అంటే ట్రెడిషనల్ నాలెడ్జ్, ఈ సాంప్రదాయ జ్ఞానాన్ని వినియోగించి ఉత్పత్తి చేసినప్పుడు మందులు మెడిసిన్ని దే అచీవ్ 36% of more benefits. 36% of more benefits. So this is the second example. So this is the significance of traditional knowledge. You can see how much of significance the traditional knowledge has the significance. And the fourth one, you can see what are the fourth one. In fourth one, in China, this is the condition in China. You know, this herbal use of herbal remedies in recent days. In recent days, use of herbal remedies is very much popularized in China. Actually, these herbal remedies were origined in India only. So India has gave the herbal medicine to the world, but the use of herbal medicine is now high in China after acupuncture. So the acupuncture system of acupuncture is their indigenous knowledge. It is their traditional knowledge. It is their indigenous traditional knowledge, where this herbal remedies, use of herbal remedies, which were brought from our India, which have been brought from our India, it is in the first place among the world countries. all the countries of the world. So while the uh, herbal remedies have been used used in China for last 2 decades, so they have gained the economic benefits of 5 billions 5 billions of economic growth they have acquired. And this 5 billions of economic growth is equal to 11.9 billion dollars of America. When we convert those those economy into American dollars, these 5 billions of China income is almost equal to 11.9 billion dollars of American currency. So this is the report that was given by who, who, World Health Organization during the year 2009. So according to 2009 World Health Organization reports, it reveals that China China acquired the economic growth by using traditional knowledge up to 5 billions of their currency, but it is equal to almost 12 billions of American dollars as a first place in herbal remedies, because of it stood as the first place in use of herbal remedies among the world countries. You can see how. Then, we have learned in biopiracy one or two aspects, like in case of basmati rice and in case of neem plant. Those two are our Indian native places or Indian endemic species. But the patent rights, patent rights, America has got that patent rights. America has tried to get patent rights. Up to some reasons, it was stopped. It was stopped later. This is also you have learned. You have learned. Likewise, here you can see the herbal remedies is owned by our India. So this is the native knowledge of India, the herbal remedies for the first time. But it is spread to other countries. The China, where is that China? The China is very adjacent to our country. Just it is just towards northeastern side of our India. And if you want to say exactly that the Himalayans are separating these two countries. One side of the Himalayas, China is there, and one side of Himalayas, India is there. హిమాలయకి అవతల పక్కన చైనా ఉంది, అవతల పక్క భారతదేశం ఉంది. But you can see how their economic growth is growing, economic growth is improving decade by decade. So these herbal remedies in case of herbal remedies also, they stood first place in the world. They have uh, acquired so much of economic growth by using this traditional knowledge. In one way, we can say it is also a biopiracy. It is also a biopiracy because of that knowledge is belongs to our country. So India is the motherland for the herbal remedies. But in herbal remedies, it has first place. The China has stood as first place. So this is the unfortunate thing which the traditional knowledge going is also going to extinct, or otherwise it is going to biopiracy. And the next point for the significance of traditional knowledge, you can see the next point. So one is the one tribe is there. One uh, one Austria. In Austria country, in Austria country, this is the I want to I want to say you the name of the tribe Samopa. Yes, Samopa. Samopa is the tribe which are inhabited at Austria. Austria, not Australia. Austria country. They have invented the medicine for AIDS. They have invented the medicine for AIDS with the help of or the extracts from the mamala tree. Mamala. Mamala tree. This is the genus. Mamala tree. Mamala tree. Mamala tree is useful to extract the medicines that cures AIDS. You can see. So this is the traditional knowledge. Then the government of Austria, the government of Austria gave patent rights and IPR rights to those Samopa tribe for the AIDS medicine. So how wonderful achievement. So this is the wonderful achievement by the tribe of Samopa, which are prepared a drug that cures AIDS from mamala tree, Mamala, mamala tree. This is a big tree, mamala tree, for which they got the intellectual property rights and patent rights for those tribes. Then, where the multinational companies which are producing the AIDS drug with the help of that mamala tree in Austria country, 8 to 10% of income, 8 to 10% of benefits are are giving to that Samopa tribe. Samopa tribe. Why? Because this is the creation or this is the owned knowledge by that particular tribal group, or this is the traditional knowledge that was given by that Samopa tribe of Austria. So that 8 to 10% of profits by multinational companies in that country, those who acquired with the help of this drug, they give 8 to 10% of profits to that tribe. Why they are giving? So government of that nation has given that IPR to those tribal group, so that they have been achieved this wonderful achievement. Did you understand? Next one. If you understand, I will go for next one. So next one is also very good example which was happened in India, and also it has been introduced in previous classes, that is Trichophas zeylanica. Trichophas zeylanica. Did you heard this name of the plant? ఆదిత్య, అప్పుడు నువ్వు జాయిన్ అయ్యలేదేమో, నువ్వు కొన్నాళ్ళు నువ్వు జాయిన్ అవ్వలేదు. ట్రైకోపస్ జైలానికస్. మురళి ఆర్ అనిల్ కుమార్, వాట్ ఈస్ దిస్ ట్రైకోపస్ జైలానికస్? Trichophas zeylanicus is the small herb. Again, you can write here only at least. Trichophas zeylanicus is the small herb where you can see in Kerala, in forests of Nallamalai and Kerala forests, which belongs to Trichopodiaceae family, Trichopus zeylanicus, ZYLA, zeylanicus. So this plant will give a strength, will give a strength and activeness among the tribals of Khani tribe, Khani, Khani, Khani tribe. So this is the dominant tribe in Kerala. I have narrated one story about this plant also. You may remember, you may not be remember, I don't know. A great ethnobotanist who belongs to Thiruvananthapuram University or Trivandrum University, Trivandrum or Thiruvananthapuram, both are one and same. University of Thiruvananthapuram, Pushpangadan. Pushpangadan, that gentleman, ethnobotanical scientist, has arranged a trip, has arranged a survey on ethnobotanical studies along with the Khani tribe in the forest areas. He is, he is fatigued, he is undergone fatigue, and he is sitting here and there, waiting for some time here and there, and he starts walking. Where those tribal people are going very fastly. Then he asked those tribal people, what is the secret behind you that I am not able to walk along with you? I am not able to walk along with you, but you can walk easily and you are not undergone any kind of thrust or fatigue. What is the secret? He asked that those tribal people, which are escorted those tribal people. Then they replied and show one plant. So this is our secret. If you if you keep a piece of leaf in your mouth, if you keep a piece of leaf in your mouth, just like a pan, just like a pan, then you can walk up to any kilometers. No fatigue, no thrust, no weakness will come. What is that plant? Then he has recognized that plant as Trichopus zeylanicus. Trichopus zeylanicus. So this is the traditional knowledge that was given by this Khane tribe to the scientific community. In many multi-purpose, this Trichopus xylanicus is being used by the Khane tribe. So where in the campus of Jawaharlal Nehru tropical botanical gardens, they have established this Trichopus xylanicus, and they gave IPR rights, IPR rights to that IPR rights to that Khani tribe by the government of India on Trichopus xylanicus, and AVP, AVP in Kerala. What is meant by AVP? Ayurveda Vaidya Pharmacy. Ayurveda Vaidya Pharmacy, which is popular in Kerala. So this AVP is producing one drug, one herbal drug in the form of capsules, in the form of a liquid, or also in the form of some లేహ్యము అంటారు. మీరు ఎప్పుడైనా చమనప్రాస్ ఇలాంటి లేహ్యాలు మీకు ఐడియా ఉంటే ఉంటుంది. చమనప్రాస్, డాబర్ వాడిది. డాబర్ చమనప్రాస్ ఇలాంటివి. సో, ఇన్ 3 ఫార్మ్స్ దట్ ఏవీపీ ఆర్య వైద్య ఫార్మసీ. యెస్. ఆర్య ఆర్య వైద్య ఫార్మసీ. ఏవీపీ, ది ఫుల్ ఫార్మ్ ఆఫ్ ఏవీపీ ఈస్ ఆర్య వైద్య ఫార్మసీ. ది ఆర్య వైద్య ఫార్మసీ with the help of Jawaharlal Nehru Tropical Botanical Gardens. The Jawaharlal Nehru Tropical Botanical Gardens is growing these plants in very widely, and they have got that IPR, and this IPR is given to those Kani tribe of Kerala. This AVP is producing medicines in 3 forms: in tablets form, in liquid form, that is in the form of syrup or tonic, and also the third form is Lehium by the name of Jevani. If you want to purchase this Jevani, you can go any Ayurveda medical shop. You can see in our Srikakulam there is an Ayurveda medical shop, Patnala Subbaya. Did you heard? Then you can ask about Jevani drug. You can get it in 3 forms: Jevani syrup, Jevani tablets, and Jevani Lehium. In 3 of Jevani, what is the plant? What is the main ingredient? This Trichopus zeylanicus. So, the Jevani company is giving 10% of total profits in Jevani medicine to Kani tribe through or by the provision of this intellectual property right. So these are the provisions that are given by intellectual property rights. So 10% of profits which benefited by this Jevani drug through this AVP, Arya Vaidya Pharmacy, they allocate the 10% of total benefits to the Kani tribe. Why they are giving the 10% of profits? Because of they got IPRs. They have got IPRs. The rights on Trichopus xylonicus, can only exploit that plant. So with the help of their knowledge, this AVP is exploiting that plant in the form of some Jevani drug or any other drug, so that they are giving money, or they are giving economic support to that Kani tribe. So this is the significance of this is the wonderful significance of this traditional knowledge. The traditional knowledge is not a small thing, or you cannot take it easy. How the traditional knowledge is playing in in the modern medicine, and even in highly civilized societies. And the next one, another significance also there. How many points they come up to here? The significance of traditional knowledge. Did you writing point wise by point? Are you writing point wise? If you are writing it point wise, how many points have come? How many points have come? Nobody is speaking. Why? What happened? Any one of you can respond. 4 అంటే నువ్వు కట్ చేస్తావు ఏంటి? ఫస్ట్ వన్ చూడు. ఆ, ఆ, అంటే ఎక్కువ రావాలి నా లెక్క ప్రకారం. ది ఫస్ట్ వన్ ఈస్ యూ కెన్ సీ అదర్ స్టూడెంట్స్ ఆల్సో సే. సో ఇట్ ప్లేస్ అన్ ఇంపార్టెంట్ రోల్ ఇన్ ఫుడ్ సేఫ్టీ, అగ్రికల్చర్ అండ్ ట్రెడిషనల్ మెడిసిన్ అనేది ఫస్ట్ పాయింట్. ఓకే. అండ్ సెకండ్ పాయింట్, you can see the traditional knowledge is curing AIDS and cancer in Western countries also. That is the second point. And the third point is the developing countries are using this traditional knowledge in the field of nutraceuticals. In the field of nutraceuticals. Did you write it as nutraceuticals? Okay, that is comes under such as in Korea, nutraceuticals in Korea. That is third point. And the fourth point. So this is an estimate in about 2009 World Health Organization that China. What is the achievement of China? China has achieved 5 billions of their economy for last 2 decades. This is the report which was given by World Health Organization 2009, and it is almost equal to nearly $12 billion of American currency. As I told you or not? So this comes under fourth point. Fourth point, and you can see, under fifth point, the knowledge on mamala plant, the mamala plant of Austria, which are invented a drug for AIDS. AIDS, that is Samosa tribe. Samopa tribe. Samopa, Samopa tribe. The traditional knowledge of Samopa tribe on Mamala tree in order to invent the AIDS drug. This is the fifth point. Understand? And you come to sixth point. What is the sixth point? I have gave the recent example on Trichopa xylanicus. Is the sixth point. Totally, how many points has come? Six significant. Six significant. Now I would like to say the seventh one. So this is the order when you asked for the significance of the traditional knowledge. You have to give these examples, then only marks will come. Otherwise, if you write some hammering means sutti. Sutti kodite gattu mark layer. You have to give appropriate examples. You have to elucidate your answer. You have to elucidate your answer with good example, appropriate examples. Then only you will get full marks. Then the seventh one, in case of Canada, Canada is the developing country, the where the public of Canada are using the traditional knowledge in order to protect the environment. In order to protect the environment. So the all the knowledge which is availed through the traditional knowledge, or the people of or citizens of Canada are using this traditional knowledge for the protection of environment, and also the conservation of natural resources, and the utilization of sustainable utilization of natural resources. So this is the seventh one. How can you note it down? So the citizens of Canada, within the bracket, it is a developing country. Citizens of Canada are using the traditional knowledge in order to protect the environment. A, in order to protect the environment. B, in order to conserve the natural resources. C, in order to utilization of, or sorry, in order to sustainable utilization of natural resources. So, what we expect more than this? What we expect more than this? So, this is the present situation, and this is the burning topic all over the world. Means the entire globe is suffering from these three only. What are these three? Environmental protection or environmental problems, and the use of natural resources. They know how the environment can be protected with the use of traditional knowledge. And they know, they means the citizens of Canada know how the natural resources can be conserved. And also they know how the natural resources can be utilized sustainably. They know, they know well the sustainable utilization of natural resources. So these are all possible. These are all possible by the knowledge of traditional knowledge, by using of traditional knowledge. So these 7 points are very important, are very important, which are the basis for the traditional knowledge. It may be learned under the heading of significance and our importance and the greatness of the traditional knowledge. So what we have learned till now about traditional knowledge, mainly three aspects. What is traditional knowledge? What kind of knowledge can be considered as traditional knowledge? Where this traditional knowledge? The traditional knowledge is exists with what kind of people? With whom? With whom the traditional knowledge is transmitted from generation to generation. So this traditional knowledge may be documented. You know, the documented traditional knowledge. For examples of documented traditional knowledge. And the traditional knowledge may not be documented. Most of the traditional knowledge yet to be documented. Yet to be documented. So what part of, how much part of traditional knowledge have been documented so far is the result of, is the result of anthropologists, archaeologists, historians, and ethnobotanists. So these are strived and they have given us the great fruits of traditional knowledge. Then this is all comes under the scope of traditional knowledge. So we have learned so far about traditional knowledge is what is traditional knowledge, with whom the traditional knowledge is exists, and what is the scope of traditional knowledge, and mainly the third point is the significance of traditional knowledge. We have learned so far. Then regarding traditional knowledge, you have to learn about the conservation of traditional knowledge. How can we conserve? Okay, this is the traditional knowledge. This much of traditional knowledge is available in India and also abroad. The traditional knowledge, the indigenous traditional knowledge is also brought by some other nations and they are availing, yes, China. And it has this much of significance. This much of significance. It is all right. Okay. But how can we conserve this valuable, valuable, this undocumented, the valuable traditional knowledge has to be conserved or preserved. What are the methods? How can we conserve? What are the ways to conserve, to protect, to preserve this valuable traditional knowledge? There are some methods. There are some methods of conservation of traditional knowledge. We have to follow those methods and we can conserve the traditional knowledge for the benefit of human being, for the welfare of human being. So what are these methods of conservation? How can we conserve the traditional knowledge? Will be learned in the next class, means tomorrow's class. This is about for today's class. Okay?